Welcome to Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering from ELD's Time Belt Games in Bellingham, Mass. We've got Matt on Eureka who's been putting up excellent results, including second place at the Leaving the Legacy Open this past weekend. I am on Cephalid Breakfast, have not been able to play nearly as much as I'd like with this list. We've been getting some pretty solid turnouts. Here I actually played in the event, even though we had 15 other players. I made 16. I don't usually jump in, but we had a few late entrants, and I'd already mentally committed to playing. We've got Days on a first turn show and tell. Aether Vial down there, and winning the die roll looks like it's going to be extremely important in this game, as leading out with a turn 1 Vial into Days, a very strong opening against just about anything. We had a couple of players who were looking to draft, not enough to fire the draft on this particular night, so they actually borrowed some legacy decks, had some fun with elves and goblins. And like I said, I'd already mentally committed to shuffling up Cephalid Breakfast, so I stuck in there. It did get rid of the bye. 15 players does have a bye, so Matt not going for a show until he could have put in Gristlebrand or Emrakul, and opting not to. And here we have Nomad and Core already on board. 2 counters on Aether Vial, very dangerous situation. Ponder. And if this is kept, it is not kept. If it was kept, it would likely mean the game is over on the spot. Vial putting in the Illusionist. This is gonna be a wrap. Narcomoeba's starting to come in, so we're actually getting to see this combo work on turn 2, and a counter spell actually preventing an opponent's turn 1 win. Thassa's Oracle, the new kill card. So what you're seeing here is the entire deck being milled. Narcomoeba's being put into play as they go into the graveyard from the library, and we've got Cabal Therapy to strip away any potential counters, and then eventually a Dread Return for the Thassa's Oracle. Matt scooping to the Cabal Therapy, not wanting to give away any information, though I've worked quite a bit on this list. Actually been playing Eureka as well before the printing of Thassa's Oracle, and Matt's continued to innovate with this Eureka list. His most recent addition, moving away from Boseiju, which I strongly agree with, in lieu of that running Xantid Swarms and Carpet of Flowers. A change that I think really does well. Leyline of the Void in Matt's sideboard. This might be one of the only matchups that I can think of where that full playset of Leylines is a little bit of a gambit. Most of the time when you want graveyard hate, you want legit graveyard hate, and Leyline is as legit as it gets. You got 4 copies of it in the opener. You are just slamming that down. With the new London Mull, you're going to see it way more often, and it actually does stop everything that your opponent's trying to do with their graveyard. Cephalid Breakfast a little different in that it can pivot away from the graveyard strategy very easily. If you've got Batterskull with your Stoneforge Mystics, you've got counter spells, you can hold down the fort and potentially win when your opponent moves all in on a defensive strategy against the graveyard. If you have to mulligan aggressively to find those ley lines, you may find yourself with a hand that's ill-equipped to actually handle a opening that involves Stoneforge Mystic, some counter spells, maybe even a little bit of discard with those Cabal Therapies. So we'll see how this plays out. This is really one of the only times. I mean, decks like Hogak, Dredge, even Storm. Well, maybe Storm is another one of those matchups. That one's pretty close. Because Storm, you're cutting off their Cabal Rituals, you're cutting off their Past in Flames. But maybe you'd be just as happy with the Surgical. I don't know, that one's tough. That one's tough. Leyline, he's got it. I don't know if he brought in the full set, but he does have a turn 1 Leyline, and now it's a Lotus Petal into Ponder, and he sees a land. He's got a City of Traders in hand. Cavern of Souls. putting out Shuko. City of Traders into Xantid Swarm. And that gets force pitching Cephalid Illusionist. So already Xantid Swarm partially doing its job, getting rid of a counterspell. Swarm in over Boseiju. I suppose in that particular instance, Boseiju is better. Aether Vial now. All of this off of just a single Cavern of Souls. And now a Ponder. Aether Vial not going to do a ton of good when it comes to vialing in Stoneforge Mystic, which is really the only path to victory from here, unless there's a white source in the mix. And now a Show and Tell, sacrificing City of Traders, force back, and no protection on either of these Show and Tells. And now Matt's stuck at 2 lands. That Ponder had a 2 non-lands underneath that tropical island. Grand Abolisher. And that guy can beat down to a degree here. It's kind of a Delver with this Shuko involved, hitting for 3 damage. Matt has 6 turns here to draw into some more mana. Veil of Summer, Omniscience. Oh, his hand is absolutely stacked. Really just needs some more mana. Narcomoeba being vialed in as well. 4 more damage. Now it's just a 3-turn clock. And he's Brainstorm locked himself. So he's really, at this point, and Stoneforge Mystic. And it looks like Batterskull must already be in hand or sideboarded out as Stoneforge grabs nothing. Violet 2 just pumping out creatures. Another Aether Vial. Attacking for 5. And Matt is going to see one more fresh card here. Is it going to be enough? He's down to 2. He needs a mana source off the top. And it's not there. Brutal. So City of Traders absolutely betraying Matt there. Having to sacrifice it. The absolute determining factor in that game. Be interested to take a look at the split there in between Cities and Ancient Tombs. That is a really disappointing turn there for Matt. He had everything he needed, just didn't have the mana to be able to stick around after sacrificing that City of Traders. But Cephalid Breakfast gets one using its alternative mode of beatdown with suboptimal creatures. That is all for this one, but don't worry, there is a lot more. You can check out our older videos, and we're always putting out new videos from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Massachusetts. If you want to help the channel, of course, you can like, subscribe, share, tap that notification bell so you can know the next time our new videos come out. Thanks for watching.